don't see you going well, we correct you. We also recommend for you to correct a few issues or a few things. And you also help us to understand more about what is happening in the country, what we need to do as a country, what we can tell the executive to do to help you to do good business or to ease good for your business to operate well. So please just be very sure that we are not here to interrogate you like you've done something wrong. Even if there is something wrong that you've been doing as in terms of on behalf of the company, we want to see it, we want to correct it. So please take your time. Don't feel like we are enemies. No, this committee is there to help you, to help your organization, and even to help the common mwananchi to do good business or ease business. Otherwise, you're most welcome. I want to give you a chance to do a small presentation on a few issues that we raised in this committee to your organization, so that you're able to tell us more about the issues that has been raised in our statement that has come to you. Most welcome, Mr. Andres.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you, honorable members of the committee. So let me start. Since I'm a founder of WATU, so I have been there basically from day one. I think it's important to address you by the story how WATU was founded, and basically what was the story, how we came to the idea of financing Boda. So,
and we don't have a long time. Yeah, you're sure. Only 10 minutes, then you're done.
Sure. So basically, WATU was founded in 2015 with the idea to bring more technologies, more efficiency into microfinance space. And when we basically launched the WATU credit and analyzed different sectors of economy, we realized that Boda sector, even though being the largest employer in this country, was totally underfinanced. So basically, when traveling all across the country, meeting Boda people, we saw riders which are doing hard work, but instead of riding for themselves, they were working for somebody else. What I mean by that? So they were renting motorbike from somebody who could afford to buy. They were paying rent, like 300, 400 shillings in a day. But they never had a chance to become owner of the motorbike. So I met many clients who have been riding the bike for more than 10 years, but they never become the owner of this motorbike. So what we realized is that there is a huge need in this specific sector, because banks were not ready to touch this type of customers. The other formal microfinance sector before WATU was not ready to finance them. So we understood that WATU has a chance to help this Boda community by creating a very simple, very accessible product, whereby rider.
Are you reading on somewhere? Do you have any presentation? Or?
Unfortunately not.
So are we following your statement, or it's just a brief background?
It's a brief background.
That's a background.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. So basically, we realized that we have to create a product which is very easily accessible, so that every Boda rider, without any additional security, without any additional formal guarantees from civil servants, etc., can access Boda. So that was the product we created, and because of friendliness to the customer of this specific of the product, we got a lot of traction from customers. So basically, without doing marketing of this business, the people were coming because they said, we can't believe that such a product can exist. So I'm going to be short. So as a result of that, within, I would say, 5-6 years, we completely transformed the Boda sector. So when we started, 90% of the Boda people, they were riding the motorbike for somebody else. As of today, if you go to the stage, you will find that 90% of riders, they are actually owners of the motorcycle. And this is thanks to the product which was created by Ruto, later on followed by other competitors. So we believe that Ruto has transformed the industry, and equally we believe that there is a new transformation in ahead. We believe that electric mobility is the next transformation which Ruto has to lead, and if we will be welcome to do it, then we will be happy basically to change our industry even further.
You're done?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So who is going to take us through the document that you presented to us? Okay. You can go ahead.
Thank you very much, Chairman and Honorable members of the committee. We submitted our responses to some of the issues that were addressed by the committee to us. And I will give a very summarized description of our responses. And I will start by giving context to what specifically we are doing, following the story that our director has shared. So what are we offering today for the Kenyans and the market in Kenya? We are offering mobility products, and we are financing petrol bikes as well as electric, and these are two-wheelers and three-wheelers. And with electric bikes, as we say, we believe this is the next frontier. This is the next revolution that needs to happen to take this market far, and brings a lot of economic benefits as well as environmental benefits. And we would like to be given an opportunity to lead because we are already leading in the market. We are also offering smart connected devices to address road safety. We have launched Watu Shule, which is the first driving school that is financed in Kenya, and this is our effort to address the issue of having so many road accidents, because majority of them are boda drivers and riders, who some of them are our customers. They don't have adequate skills, and also they are not licensed. So Watu Shule comes as a solution to bridge that, and ultimately this will help us to address the safety or road safety challenges faced by the boda community. And all of these products are tied very, very strongly to our corporate mission. Our mission is to empower entrepreneurs, and we are very fond and proud that we have demonstrated that we are doing business, but also we are accomplishing our mission literally every day. Just as an example to testify for that, every month on average 5,000 Kenyans become business owners, because this is the number of our customers who are completing their loans every month, and as a result they are running successful boda business, or they engaged on other businesses that are powered by boda, for example delivery services using the rideshare platforms. And in addition to our mission, we do also have social impact projects, and as part of our social impact projects, we have annual event that we do. We call it Tujenge Msingi, which is all about emphasis and education on road safety financial literacy, but also we emphasize on mental health, and we have free programs which are geared to sensitize around physical well-being of the rider as well as their mental health. And we have done this very successful with partnership, in partnership with NTSA. And the latest one, we had an event this week on Tuesday in Kitale, where we have done that, and we believe this is something that we can do, and if we do it persistently, it will lead us to raising public awareness both on the users, on the Boda side, but also non-Boda side, as well as other road users, to sensitize for the safety, because this is a big problem. So not only we are doing business to accomplish our mission, but also we are doing social impact projects, just like the way I've explained, to make sure that our presence in the market is generating a positive socio-economic development and welfare for all Kenyans, not necessarily for our customers only. And then I will go into our pricing. So being a financing business, our pricing contains three elements. One element is the total price or total cost of ownership. And the total cost of ownership, it includes the price of the asset, which is the listed price of the asset. It includes interest, and for our case, interest is a way of expressing the value-added services that come with that asset, because we don't just finance the asset, we provide value-added services, and the summation of this is what the customer will pay. And the payment have the following arrangement. Usually there is a down payment, and the down payment it is arrived at as a percentage of the asset listed price. So today across Kenya, our down payments are ranging from 8% to 22% of the asset listed price. And the lowest at 8% is our electric bikes. The lowest is our electric bike, and this is for obvious reasons, because electric bikes comes as much more secured, and therefore they represent less risk, and they are easy to operate, they are cheaper to operate, which gives us confidence that customers can afford them better. And this is why we strongly believe that the way forward is electric. And the down payment now gives us a security, because we don't take any collateral from the customer, and this is one of the early indicators for us whether the customer will afford to pay for our loan or will not. The next element into our pricing is loan duration. Majority of our loans are given on a 12 months duration, but we are very flexible to accommodate customers who would want to pay longer, because the longer the period, the more affordable, because that will result into lower installments. And we always consult with our customers and showing them each plan and telling them these are the benefits and these are the costs that are associated with this plan. But one thing that we do very differently, and we are very proud to say this, is we are assisting our customers very, very strongly during their loan duration and during their customer, so that they become successful business owners. And this is true because even to make sure our staff mentality is oriented to this philosophy, traditional businesses, they have departments like customer care department. In our case, we call it customer success department, because everything we do is to make sure that our customers become successful. So during the customer journey, we provide services such as tracking of these devices, so that address the security issue. I'll talk about this challenge later. We provide ongoing customer care, which is available for them on a 24-hour availability. We do have emergency services, which is another service that is dedicated to them to provide support.
Try to be very fast because
Okay.
I think you're going very slowly.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, try to.
Okay, so we provide emergency services, we provide comprehensive insurance for them, and not only we provide comprehensive insurance, but also we assist our customers to process for claims when they need this insurance. And we have made a very special arrangement which is very successful for our customers, that if a customer, for example, loses their asset, maybe this is a theft case, we will work with the customer to understand whether this is a genuine case, and if this is a genuine case, we do offer them a replacement asset while we are helping them to process for the claim. Our philosophy here is to keep the customer going, because we believe a customer who does not have the asset will not be able to work, will not be able to generate income. Another service we provide for our customers is free storage. So if our customers are having a problem, and whether this is a healthy problem or a social problem, for example, when they lose one of their family members and therefore they cannot work, they have accessibility to bring their assets to us. We will store it for them for free, and during this period we are not charging them for anything. We will literally stop the loan calculator. So all of these are things that makes us very different, because we are customer centric, and our intent in this regard is to make sure that all our customers are very well supported, and we've created services that add value during that journey to make sure that they arrive at asset ownership, and therefore we achieve our mission and they achieve their dreams, becoming successful entrepreneurs. So in that regard, what is very different, and no surprise, that customers usually vote by their choice, vote by their money, and that is what made Watu the largest and the dominant player in the industry. And this is why, with confidence, and we are very proud that every month we are supporting 5,000 customers who become owners of their assets. So with that, we also believe in the country. We believe in Kenya. We believe in the prosperity and opportunities that are available in Kenya for all Kenyans. Therefore, our company has been a very good corporate citizen. We are paying our taxes. During our operations here in Kenya, we've contributed over 5 billion Kenyan shillings in corporate taxes, and this is to play our fair share to contribute to the larger economy for the benefit of all Kenyans. And since our inception, we have expanded our digital inclusion to over 1 million customers in Kenya, 400 of which are our customers who are using our smartphone financing, and 600 are using our mobility asset financing. We have also contributed to the employment for Kenyans. We have a team of 1,700 full-time employees in Kenya, and through our partnerships with suppliers and service providers and the business owners that we've created, we are proud to say we have already created over 600,000 in direct employment for all Kenyans. And with this, our total impact, if you think about it from the aspect of everyone adult working Kenyan is supporting on average 5 to 6 people, we are well over 2 million people that are supported daily in Kenya, simply because we have empowered people to do business with us, and we've empowered them to do business through the assets that we are financing. So we do have a number of challenges that we've seen and we've experienced. One of these challenges, and the pertinent one, is security challenges. Boda industry has growing rapidly. It is the largest, if not among the largest employers in Kenya, and this has attracted security challenges. Our customers and Boda people who are not our customers are targeted, and these bikes are stolen. We have done our best through our services to assist, and so far we guarantee that for every customer whose asset has been stolen and the tracker has not been taken away, we can recover more than 50% of these assets, and we've done that. But this problem is beyond Watu. This is where we need different stakeholders from the government to assist us and address this issue, because the problem that is coming from this is because we are the largest, majority of our customers are impacted, so now we have a lot of customers who are suffering from this problem, and some of them even think it is Watu who is going after their assets. So this is a big challenge, and I believe through collaboration, support and partnership, the government through the police force and different law enforcement agencies will be able to support us, and collaboratively we can work to address this. Another challenge is the macroeconomic factors that we are facing at the moment, and this is an area that is affecting directly our customers. Majority of our customers are using ACE bikes, which are using traditional petrol combustion engines, and this results into now higher cost of operations, and with higher cost of operations, disposable income for our customers and Boda riders is now put under significant pressure. We are very grateful for this government, because the President, His Excellency, have been at the forefront to push the agenda of EVs. This will address this challenge, but we need more help, we need more support, we need more collaboration and coordination, so that we can push this agenda faster to benefit more of the riders, because with a lot of pressure on the disposable income for our customers, then they find it very difficult to afford the loans, and therefore it becomes challenging for them to pay for their loans on time and complete successively. We have received also feedback from our customers on repossessions, and our ideal case scenario is that we would operate with very minimum, if not zero, repossessions, because our intent is to empower our customers to own these assets. So, because of nature of our customers, and because of the nature of our business, which our director have explained, we are going for people who are not in the formal financial sector. Our ideal customer is someone who can simply not go to the bank or any form of financial institution and get asset finance loan. This is true because they don't have collaterals, and for us to curb for this risk, we are using a repossession model, whereby we're giving our customers an opportunity to go through our loan and go through multiple interventions to support them to own their assets. And we have been very flexible with appreciation of the ongoing macroeconomic. So we've been very tolerant, and our CEO will share the figures, and Rose can show even physically the list of customers that we are accommodating under this arrangement. And the last resort is usually to go for a repossession. And I would say majority of the customers that we are repossessing from are the customers that are simply not collaborating with us. And we have evident example here why that is the case, because if a customer is struggling financially and collaborating with us, we call them, they answer our calls, we make arrangements with them, and they honor, we do not repossess. And maybe before I proceed, Andres, you want to talk about the number of customers that we are accommodating today, and Rose, you can show the list.
Yes. So what we believe that in difficult economic challenge times, we have to accommodate those customers who are struggling to pay. We have done it during COVID time, and we are doing the same today. Like, to give you a couple of numbers, as of today, we have more than 20,000 active customers whose arrears are above 50,000 Kenyan shillings, and we are not repossessing those motorbikes because we understand the challenge the customers are facing, and because those customers, even though they are not paying in full, they are still trying to deal with the loan, and they are talking to us. So Rose, maybe you can show the amount of customers physically, so that you can appreciate the number of people who are struggling and who we are accommodating. If we go even further, we have 40,000 active customers which are in arrears for more than 6 months. So the 6 months they have deviated from payment schedule, and again we believe that current economic challenges warrant us to take a very lenient position and not to repossess. So repossession comes as a totally last resort if there is a total non-cooperation from customer perspective. This is the case, only case when we are repossessing motorbike.
Thank you very much. So simply, we only repossess when we absolutely are pushed to the limit, and we have to do that, and that list plus the numbers that were shared will speak largely into that. Last but not least, we have identified 3 areas that we would like to ask for help from the government through this honorable committee, and we believe that help will allow us to further develop the industry and continue to operate in Kenya successfully. One is to regulate and unify the Boda industry, and we believe through the introduction of SACCOs, and Kenya sits at the very advanced level in terms of how unification and regulation could transform informal industries to formal. We've seen that with matatus. We would put an urge for this committee to ask the government and push for this agenda so that we can formalize and regularize this industry so that we can bring all the benefits that are coming with that. This will include things like designing and implementing regulations and policies to standardize practices and safeguard the border industry. Number 2 area that we would like to request for the help from the committee is to address the security challenges, and we see an opportunity, particularly if there is a way we can establish a border police force, because we do have tourism police unit, for example, which is dedicated for that sector and industry. Why not having this approach for the motorcycle industry? Because we believe this will allow to address for 2 things particularly. One, will allow us to address the issues related to security, as well as will allow us to address all issues related to road safety from enforcement perspective. And now that will create a channel for players and key stakeholders to work with the law enforcement directly. Number 3, we would also like to request help from the government through the committee for establishment of a dedicated government parastatal or mandated body to provide sectorial supports and oversight, so that come to challenges, come to opportunities, we have a direct linkage of where we can interact and engage directly with the government. So those are the 3 areas that, honorable members, we would like to pledge for your help, to ask for support from the government to further develop and make sure that we continue to transform the boda and motorcycle industry at large. And I would like to conclude by saying watu, as we all know, watu is a Swahili word for people. Watu was founded at the core of people in everything that we do. Our business is to transform lives of people, whether being our customers, whether being our staff, or the people who are depending directly to them, and this will touch the lives of the general public. So Watu is for people. Watu ni sisi. And what we do and what we are trying to achieve will not become successful if we don't achieve our mission, which is to touch positively and transform positively lives of everyone within our community, and to be specifically lives of all Kenyans. And we believe that we are in the right path. This is the right time, and this industry being at its nascent stages, we appreciate that there will be challenges, and we appreciate the opportunity that the Honorable Committee have granted to us, because we believe this will open up the doors to address these challenges together, to solve for the problems that have emerged together, and push forward this industry for the benefit of all Kenyans. And that will stand out loud as a mission accomplished, because our mission is centered around transforming the lives of people, and therefore I would like to make this submission, and thank you for the time.
Thank you very much. Any other contribution from your side, or are you okay now? Okay, anything?
Yes. From what my...
For 1 or 2 seconds.
Yes,
so that
from what my colleagues have presented of table is basically, in summary, the need for law, the need for regulation. When I'm very excited with what Honorable Kalwale is doing in bringing in this motion that would see us regulating the motorcycle sector, and which I request that for your support. And this support will see Watu's resilience in seeing the growth in the citizenry of Kenya come true. The last mile mobility is something that is dear to Watu, and is something that is of utmost importance to that citizen out there. So the need for law and regulation will see even the private sector involvement improved, because the law will bring stakeholders together in seeing this vision come together, not for Watu, but for that person out there who is eager to be an entrepreneur by definition. Thank you.
Okay. I want to ask a few questions, particularly on what has been there in the statement, in our previous statement from Mheshimiwa Cherargei, where we wanted to know more about the digital, direct digital lending. Are you within the category of, so that we get it in record? Do you do some digital, direct digital lending as an institution?
No, we don't do any digital lending.
So you work on through hire purchase, or?
Absolutely. We we are holders of a valid hire purchase license. So we have a valid hire purchase license. We do asset financing. We are not within the parameters of digital lending. And this we have even inquired from CBK as we seek to partner with CBK just to understand us and as we understand them. So I can comfortably say
that's okay. That's okay, yes. Wakili. Maybe we can want to appreciate that the statement also talk about more on the interest rates and the percentages of defaulters. Probably you can talk something about that, if there is anything that you can tell us about the interest rates and the percentages that you charge. Because where we are very much curious as a committee is if in your percentages of where you charge, it can be more than it can go more than the limit. So can you tell us more about the percentages on your interest rates? Maybe anything about that? So, and before you respond, I received, we have my colleagues, senators who have just arrived. They can introduce themselves, Mheshimiwa Mandago and Mheshimiwa Daktari.
Thank you very much, Chair. My apologies for coming late. My name is Senator Jackson Mandago, the Senator for Uasin Gishu County and a member of this committee.
Sorry, Chair, for coming late. My name is Lelegwe, Senator for Samburu County and a member of this committee.
Most welcome, members. Let's continue. Can go ahead and answer that question, maybe.
Thank you very much, Chair. Our interest rates are at 6% per month, but this is on a reduced balance arrangement. So for a customer who pays very well and they pay on schedule, they will pay at the end of the day less than that 6% because it is going on a reduced balance arrangement. And as recent as of yesterday, we are piloting very flexible interest rate arrangement, and we start this pilot in Kitale, in Trans Nzoia. We had an event to launch this on Tuesday, whereby we will vary the level of deposit and reduce interest rates up to 1.6% per month. So we are trying to design our business, particularly the interest rate, to match the realities of economies. And this is why we're introducing this new approach whereby if a customer is willing to give us more security through the deposit, we are willing to offset their interest rate by more than 70% reduction from 6%.
You know, that is where we have a very big interest, because much of the exploitation is coming in there, and that is where the interest is. So I want to give the members to do a few questions where necessary, and then we can go ahead.
Chair, sorry for coming late again, and I did not get the opportunity to follow on the presentation by the WATU visitors or directors. I don't know. Now, my question is with regard to what the chair have just asked. There were specific areas that were to be responded to by you, and in those specific areas or specific questions, Central Bank has responded that they have not given you license to operate or to give credit, and in that regard, you've informed the committee that your interest rates are at 6%. So my question is, how do you determine, now that the Central Bank has not licensed you to do that, how do you determine that 6%?
We look at the total cost of acquisition, which is usually referred to as the interest rate in this regard. We look at what are the services that WATU is providing to this customer who is signing up for a loan, for an asset financing loan with it. We look at the issue of asset tracking, emergency support, logbook number plate licensing. We look at the customer support and services on a 24-hour basis. So all these things cost. They cost money and they are costed, and this is what determines the interest rate. And that is why it is possible for WATU to keep on working on this variation, the interest rates, because we are looking at what at the end of the day will help this customer maintain his asset from the first day of the loan to the last day of payment. We know the issue of insecurity. These assets have to be tracked. That is a cost that has to be taken care of. This is a cost that if the customer goes to a shop and buys as a cash sale, would probably not get this service. And that is why WATU has to have the total cost of ownership carefully thought out to cover all these value additions that the customer is going to enjoy.
Chair, a follow-up question on that one. Now the National Treasury says you are not licensed to carry out bank, your business now operates under which act? Because from the response of Treasury, they say Watu Credit is not licensed to carry out banking, microfinance, digital credit business, or any other forms of depositing business under Microfinance Act, Banking Act, Central Bank Act, and has not submitted a request for licensing as a digital credit service provider. So you operate under which act to have a credit?
The reason being that we are not a deposit receiving entity makes us fall outside those parameters. And that is why we obtained a hire purchase license that would see us be the asset financer that defines what we are doing. So because we don't receive deposits, we also do not issue money, terms of loans, we don't fall under the Banking Act.
Chair, just allow me to also do another follow-up question on the issue of tracking an interest rate. If I heard your colleague well, you said 6% per month. So that translates to what percent in a year? 2, when you talk about tracking, one of the problems the petitioner had asked in this question is why is it that a majority of motorbikes that are stolen are the ones payments are completed? To give a hint, and the honorable petitioner, the Senator for Nandi is here. Yeah. Yes, and Senator for Marsabit. And the big question Senator Cherareke was asking as a petitioner is, why is it a common occurrence that motorbikes whose payments are complete are the ones that are majority being stolen? To give a hint or a suggestion that it looks like there are people working within Watu Credit under the tracking section who give information to those, or is it that these motorbikes are also being recovered and resolved by Watu Credit? So I think there's a big question, and I would like to know that bit of interest, because the question is the interest rate at the end of the day, when you calculate a motorbike that on cash basis would go for probably 150,000, by the end of the payment, the person will have paid over 300,000, double the cost of the motorbike. So in a year, if you say 6% per month, does it translate to 72% per year? Or what does that mean?
Let me just answer that question. Anyone?
Yeah, Senator, let me address the question about thefts. So, as of today, Watu has financed more than 500,000 motorbikes in this country. So, if you see a motorbike on the street, in Nairobi, Mombasa, Kitale, or any other place, there's more than 50% chance, actually closer to 70% chance, that this motorbike was financed by Watu. So when motorcycles are stolen in Kenya, there is a 70% chance that this motorbike was financed by Watu. So when people saying that there are many motorbikes stolen which are financed by Watu, it's simply mathematical percentage, because the market share of Watu in motorbike industry is so big. Also talking about statistics, so we have analyzed theft cases and how old is the motorbike when it's stolen. So more than 50% of motorbikes stolen, they are less than 6 months old. Less than 6 months old. Because thieves, they don't like old bikes. Thieves, they want new shiny bikes. So perceptions which are out there, sometimes they come out of few cases which are taken out of context of the total number of motorbikes which are financed by Watu, and unfortunately which are also stolen within this country. And hence we were addressing committee to help Boda community to establish more security in the sector, to establish Boda police, which could address the problem properly.
Just in that regard of the percentage of or the probability of a thief stealing a already paid up motorbike, are you saying that 70% of your motorbikes have been paid off, or have been that 70% of those motorbikes that have been stolen, or your total portfolio of about more than 500 motorbikes you have been, their loans have been completed.
So what I'm saying that, so since WATO has financed more than 500,000 motorbikes, right? So if you look to the total number of Boda on the streets, so we're gonna get to approximately 70% of the bikes on the road being either complete or still in the service of WATO. So that's why when motorcycles are stolen in Kenya, there is a 70% chance that it's going to be either complete loan or still in progress loan of WATO. But as I said, because of thieves choosing to go for new motorcycles, so in most cases these are the bikes which have financed less than 6 months ago. Also, to add here, I think it's important to note that we understand clients' pain in case of motorbike theft, and we are not leaving customer out there, in cold and saying, you'll find other means of business. So what we're doing in those situations, if we find that this is a genuine theft, because we have, unfortunately, clients who are also doing self-thefts, as we call, but if we find that this is a genuine theft, we provide client with a replacement bike, which means that we literally give a motorcycle, different motorcycle, back to the client and put him back on the business. So this is what to approach, how to address the client needs in such a, unfortunate situation.
The chair.
Maybe for record purposes, I want to introduce Mheshimiwa.
Chair, Cherargei Kiprotich is my name, Senator Nandi County, and the questionnaire. Chair, I had prepared for this. I don't know whether I can go ahead.
Maybe that's just a matter of introduction first.
Thank you very much, Chairman. My name is Mohammed Said Chute, Senator from Marsabit, and a friend of this committee.
Thank you. Let me give you a Mheshimiwa Vice Chair to say something.
Yes, through the chair, I would want to just find out from what to clear how you can furnish this committee with sample evidences of contract you've gotten into with customers, so that we are able to clearly note that you're directly not falling under digital lending. Thank you.
Sure, I will.
Okay. Mheshimiwa Cherargei, I believe that we have at least come to this statement for a long time. We've been seeking to meet this company or this institution, and they have furnished this committee with a number of responses, particularly from the Ministry of National Treasury, and the Central Bank has given us more insight about what credit do or does, and I think you have all these responses with you.
Yes.
So maybe you can ask one or two questions that maybe you may not have been satisfied on the responses. Yes. Then we'll also give one question to Mheshimiwa Chute, who is a friend of this committee, and for you to get to understand, Mheshimiwa Cherargei is the senator who sought the questions or the statements. So that is why also is also here to clarify to the members of the public and to certify himself on what the responses we have before this committee. Mheshimiwa.
Thank you, Chair. As a matter of procedure only and standard, that our witnesses do not wear tie, and those are standard procedures. Chair, I don't know whether they are properly, because even our drivers and our staff, even the media, must wear tie before before appearing before the Senate. So, Chair, Chair, I think as a matter of procedure on preliminary issue, I'm surprised that our witnesses are not wearing tie. And you know, even our bodyguards, even our everybody. So if we don't become careful, in future people might work with lassos into the parliament. So I think you need to sanction them so that we don't develop a violation of tradition of the parliament. I think everywhere across the world there are standard procedures, and even we don't allow media, even our bodyguards and our PS to walk into parliament without formally and properly dressed as per the standing orders. So I read that as a disrespect to this committee. Secondly, Chair, I've read through the report and the response by both the National Treasury and the response from Watu Credit. I find the response by Watu Credit respectfully being a wishy-washy and just a pedestrian response to this committee, because they have never attempted even to answer any of my questions to the satisfaction of this parliament, because the statement is no longer Cherargei's statement, this is the statement of the Senate. Chair, number two, this Watu Credit is like a mongrel. You know why I say though? Because when you look, they read carefully the response of Central Bank of Kenya. And I would request going in, because I'm now transiting under the standing orders to form an inquiry into the activities of Watu Credit. Because the Central Bank of Kenya cannot place Watu Credit anywhere. If you have read in their response, it is just a mongrel. They are not digital lenders. They cannot be placed under asset financing and all those aspects. So, Chair, my concern is Watu Credit. Who are you? You know, you are not digital lenders. You are not, unless you are Shylocks. Then if you are Shylock, let us refer you to Shylocks. Number two, Chair, I had over 300 motorbike riders that are supposed to testify before this committee and demonstrate to this committee that Watu Credit and some rogue police officers have been colluding to repossess the motorbike and resell. And that is number two. So, Chair, in fact, we must invite the Inspector General of Police, the DCI, the DPP to appear before this committee, because I have witnessed, and when I realized, when I was told Watu Credit had deferred, I'll prepare them for last time. But, Chair, when you advised me that because of procedure and technical issues, we could not proceed with the meeting. That is number two. So, who are you? I hope you are noting my questions, because I have like 100 questions within few seconds. But I'll be sensitive of time. Number three, let me use an example, and my brother Senator Governor Jackson Mandago has asked a very simple question. I saw you went and reopened offices in Trans Nzoia. That is why I'm surprised by Watu Credit. You told the governor of Trans Nzoia and the people of Trans Nzoia Mataba, you are reducing your interest from 6% to 1.6%. So does it mean Watu Credit runs on whims? Or is there a way or a format that Watu Credit runs? And that is why we are saying you are charging like a Shylock. Because looking at 6%, 1.6% to 6%, noting that most of the motorbikes or borders, their revenues are being eaten with high cost of fuel, high cost of spare parts, because the dollar has really appreciated against the shilling. So number two, does your interest rate based on the whims or political convenience? I have given a case study where you went to Trans Nzoia, reopened your offices, and told the governor, no, we no longer charge 6%. We'll charge 1.6%. Was it for you to be clapped upon, or what? Number two. Number three, Chair, when you look at the motorbikes that get lost, they have trackers. So you cannot tell me that these motorbikes, even all our cars, and I know the directors or CEOs of Watu Credit also have trackers in their cars. You can easily track it. Who disables these trackers? So that when a motorbike gets lost, it can never be lost. And I have had allegations where this motorbike you repossess are being resold again in the market. And there are evidence to that fact. That is why I'm saying we do an inquiry, Chair, so that some of us can stable further through this committee and your guidance, further information. So number three, when you talk about repossessing motorbikes on this aspect, what in essence that it specifically has affinity to the newer and borrowed and allegations when you repossess, these Watu credits motorbikes are being found their way to the market. Finally, Chair, on the issue of still of the who Watu credit are, and I want to thank the Central Bank of Kenya for giving the services that we could, for giving us this information. When you read through the response of Watu credit, there is nowhere, even let me use security challenges, that are provided us with the information that they have reported. Because this is their motorbike. The fact that they give it on hire purchase, this still technically their motorbike. They have not annexed anything to indicate that they have reported to the security agencies and even working with the police to arrest the situation of your motorbikes being stolen. There are no annexures. So I find this answer to be a half-page, Chair, respectfully. So on the issue of repossession, they have not given us a procedure on how they used to repossess some of these motorbikes, Chair, so that we can be able to, Chair. So, Chair, I rarely, because after reading this response, Chair, I find this response contemptuous to the committee, because I would have expected even to annex, and I'm told you have a legal counsel, and legal counsel knows the Evidence Act and evidentiary that should be used when you are providing, because, Chair, we deal with evidence. I wish they could have annexed some of these issues. So, Chair, I totally reject this response by Watu credit. I feel they are contemptuous to the floor of the Senate. And when times comes, Chair, you must pronounce yourself, even taking punitive measures that should be adopted by the House. So if they can answer, clarify those 4 issues, then, Chair, I would respectfully at the tail end of the discussion request that we widen the net through inquiries, invite the Inspector General of Police, the DCI, the Central Bank CEO, the CS of Trade, the CS of Treasury, Chair, and finally Council of Governors, because most of these motorbikes are domiciled, and the people who give license to Watu credit, Chair, are governors. You know, licensing at those levels are being managed. So, Chair, respectfully, and I want to request that at some point, as we continue with inquiry, and I'm ready to be patient as long as justice is achieved, that I have 300 motorbike riders who are willing to testify and show how Watu credit have been making their life hard, and they have been frustrating them in a behavior like Shylock or sharks of the laws. I submit, Chair.
Thank you very much, Senator Cherargei. I think we've been having these the discussions for almost more than 1 hour, and too unfortunate that you came also late. Much of the responses has been given by the Watu credit. I really want to request that you, in summary, summarize the the issues that has been raised by Mheshimiwa, because we may not have enough time to go back to where we started. But just in summary, you can just make a few comments on the same, on the issues that has been raised. Then thereafter, I'll come up and sum up what has been discussed. Oh yes, Mheshimiwa. Thank you, Mheshimiwa. Thank you very much, my brother.
Chair, you know, I came here because I have a similar incident in Marsabit, where Boda operators.
Because you see, the Agriculture Committee is also coming, so they are pushing us.
I'm also, yes, rushing for another meeting, but I'll do it very fast. Boda operators in Marsabit called me sometime back, about 2 months ago. They said their pickies were repossessed by the police and sold after a day. And I was shocked. And when I heard Watu is coming, I said, let me also come here. As you know, I've been in business. I've been in business for many years. I wanted to ask 3 quick questions. Number 1, who is the CEO here? Who is the boss here? Thank you. Which country do you come from? Because we have very bad experience in this country. Some time back when Kibaki's time, those people are not nani. So that is also something we need to know. Number 2, you talked about 5 billion you paid as taxes. Do you have any evidence that you've paid 5 billion? Chair, I think you need to have that. Yes, you need to have that. Finally, when you talk about interest rates, is it on a monthly basis? Is it fixed? Is it at reducing balance? Those are the three things we need to know. And finally, when you repossess these motorbikes, what are the procedures that someone should go through? Is there where they can appeal also so that they don't lose their whatever they have invested? Thank you very much, Chair, for the opportunity.
Chair, allow me to finalize with just two questions.
So we are really pressed up.
Yes. One, you talked about replacement of motorbikes that you have confirmed genuinely stolen. How many motorbikes have you replaced since you started operation? And can we have evidence? Two, what is the cost of this tracking device that you install over and above the cost of the motorbike? And does it also attract interest?
And you should rule on non-wearing of the attire appearing here, not formally, so that we can use, our chair is this answered.
Okay.
And can I finish, Chair? Just just 1 minute, so that I can...
On the issue of the time?
Yes, so that the reason I'm saying...
Because of time, let's give him a chance.
Just 1 minute, because if they are not properly before the committee, in future, Chair, these are traditions. Somebody else will come before a committee and say in the trade committee, the Watu credit came not formally before the House. So it is good you rule so that no one can use in court, and these proceedings, Chair, and are on record, and somebody else can use. So, Chair, please be fair, so that we don't start a bad tradition.
I agree with you, Mheshimiwa Saragei, but again, I think we should allow them to continue, but for next time, you should have tie as you come to Parliament. So, can you please respond to this?
Sure. So let me start with answering where I'm coming from. So I'm originally from a country called Latvia. It's a small country.
Just for 5 minutes, please.
Yes. So sure. It's a small country in Europe, East North Europe. You know it. Okay. Okay. Thank you. So answering, I think there were 2-3 questions about interest rates. So how do we set interest rate, and why it's in one county this and why now a different county is different? It's actually not the case. So when Watu is determining the interest rate, we basically on a risk-based approach. So the lower is down payment, the bigger the risk and hence bigger the interest. The higher down payment, the lower going to be interest rate. And this is the reason how we were able to introduce a new product, something that Honorable Senator mentioned in Kitale, whereby increasing the down payment, reducing the risk, we are capable to offer lower interest. Answering question, reducing balance, fixed, it is reducing balance what we are charging to customers.
On monthly basis?
Basically, the client is paying on weekly basis, so the figures we are talking about, these are monthly figures.
So it's 6% per month?
Yes.
Chair, just clarification. So finally in a year, this translates to what interest rate? Well, let me put it better. By the time somebody completes paying a motorbike, and probably let's use your last, we are giving at 6%. What is the cost of that motorbike if you have to pay cash? And by the time that person completes paying on hire purchase through that percent, how much in total would they have paid?
So it really depends which term the client chooses. So client can choose 12 months, 18 months, 24 months. So in normal average situation, client would pay, let's say, around 50% on top of the price of the motorcycle. That would be approximately the average scenario. So it really depends on the client which way he chooses: 12 months, 18 months, 24 months.
In 24 months you paid 2 times.
We are not getting to 2 times, because if you calculate 6% is on reducing balance, so you can say times 12. We are not getting at 2 times. Far from that.
Chair, through you, can you give us numbers? If a motorbike is 80,000 and I am paying within 24 months, and you're saying, is it 50% in 1 year? Yeah, and then
but you see now, this is on hire purchase.
That's what we want to get.
This is something about agreement between them and the client.
But that is
so let's not try also to push them so much, because it is an agreement between the client and the customer.
But that is why law exists. That's why even when you take loan, we take loan through chair, let me use even rocket facility. We are representing. It is 3%. We are borrowing, and that is why there is the Banking Act. There are many laws. Hire Purchase Act. There are the laws, chair. Let's leave it at that. Number two, I just wanted to give us, if I have to walk into buy a new motorbike, let's say 80,000. In 24 months, and you have said this 6%, I saw you said in Kitale you have reduced to 1.6%. It's still very high, because it's like you are paying thrice for 3 motorbikes within 24 months. So give us the numbers. And Chair, finally, you know, Parliament must deal with evidence. Can they provide, Chair?
Just a minute. Just give that evidence, please, so that we try to see if we can answer. Do you have any example that you can give it out?
We will send it out. We will send it out to committee.
Can I request, if they are giving evidence?
Yes.
Why can't they use my county?
Yes.
Because I have capacity to get all those who have taken credit on what to credit.
Yes.
So that we can verify. You know, we also need a means of verifying.
Correct.
So can they be able to provide the borrowers from Uasin Gishu County the different platforms in a form of a report, and
yes,
we shall come and read it, and if we have questions we can refer to that later.
I think that will be good. Let's have not even just one county, but we can have a number.
You cannot even
Elgeyo Marakwet, Marsabit, Nandi,
yes,
Kajiado, and
Nairobi, maybe.
So that if we can have that in,
and maybe the Trans Nzoia where they have,
and the Trans Nzoia where
yes,
you reduce
yes,
also.
yes.
Let's have that in writing, so that we are able to compare and come up with and conclude this matter. Otherwise,
Chair, can I propose way out respectfully, since our witnesses have failed to attach even a single annexure, would it be in order, because even your Vice Chair, he has closed over the response by Vice Chair, where Vice Chair requested even a sample of the agreement. We are not saying for anybody, but even a sample. Since they have not annexed any evidence, including 5 billion tax they are alleging, those are allegations, because there is no evidence to that effect. They have not even annexed before this committee. Would it be in order that because this meeting, it should not look like it has ended, but they go and supply to this committee, maybe in the next 14 days, the annexures, we verify, and then we invite them back to clarify, so that we make progress and allow your committee to do other things.
Mheshimiwa Charage, you know very well that we are also on liaison committee, where we rated on the issue of concluding the statements, and this statement has taken quite a long time. I request, in due respect, let's just have these responses coming to our committee, then we see if we can go ahead and do the inquiry, maybe as a committee, but we want to, just a minute,
yes,
we want to conclude this statement so that we are able to go ahead, and you know, this committee has been held up with this statement, but we can go ahead, yes, and do, if we don't get satisfactory, yes, attachments or responses within from the institution. Otherwise,
Chair, in fact,
we can request a few of documents.
Chair, what I'm saying is the same thing you are saying, that they bring documents, you review as a committee, including me. If there are further clarifications, we can still, even before the liaison, you have under the standing orders to still request, because this is a serious issue. Chair, we are talking about hundreds of motorbikes.
Let's not go that direction, Mheshimiwa Charage.
No, I'm not going to any direction. What I'm just proposing is that let them bring the information, we review, and if we feel there are further clarifications we need, we can still invite them.
That's okay.
Yeah, we are saying the same thing.
That's in order.
Yes.
Is that okay with you? I think that is okay.
Chair, yes. 14 days is too much time, because they are not going to look. This is deadline. I want to believe you have within your office.
Yes, we have 7 days.
It is also in your interest that this matter is also
7 days. Okay.
7 days.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
just within 7 days, then we are able to review, then we can communicate to you later.
Chair,
Yes.
I think time is okay, but we can still ask for extension of time. That's not a big problem.
Yes.
No, yesterday we requested for 100 days.
100 days for ad hoc.
For the ad hoc committee.
Yes.
And you granted it, you are there.
Yes. And Chair, under parliamentary procedure, finally on procedure, since some of us have been around for some time, we sometimes need to guide, because you know 14 days is a parliamentary procedure. It is within the, it's good, so that we don't, Chair, the reason, let me just conclude my thought, so that in future we don't risk somebody taking us to court simply because we just use. So I think Mulesi will, 14 days will be okay, because we want to really know where this 5 billion tax you are paying comes from and how it's managed, which is important. Thank you, Chair.
I am very sure they will. They have put it here, so we were able to confirm the kind of taxes that you have said.
My question was not answered, Chair.
Which questions?
On tracking. I asked, what is the cost of tracking? And if you are passing that cost to the person buying the motorbike, are you also charging interest on that cost for tracking? Because it is important so that we finally evaluate.
Wakili, do you have any cost on tracking, or it is just a matter of, is there any cost on tracking, or it's just a gadget that is within the motorcycle?
That's a gadget inserted in the motorcycle, and basically this is a cost on Watu, so we are not charging directly to the customer. This is including in our overall cost of the product.
Yeah.
So
okay.
there's a tracking,
that's
there's
okay.
insurance. Yes.
I think that is not that much more. It's just a cost. Thank you very much, Mr. Andres and team. I want to request that we give you a chance to...
Point of order.
Yes.
My request was to the committee, and you have not ruled on this, although they have not answered any of my questions, but I will just proceed until they answer later in a later date, because we are pressing time, because they have never answered about police, the coalition and everything. Chair, mine is on your guidance, or will allow the guests to go out so that I make requests, or I make it now?
Maybe we can allow them to go so that we can make some concluded, we can conclude ourselves. So, Mr. Andre, I request that you give us more time, but I want to say that thank you very much for appearing before this committee. I hope you've noted what we want to have in the next 7 days as requested.
Hindi